I asked Dr. Montoya to please put on the agenda. I had already thought about it prior, and it's just that, some people were more anxious than I was, I guess, and it was brought up before I even placed it. But I'd like to share a couple of my experiences, and I'm going to tell you why, because I have a rough road ahead of me where I need to prepare. I must say and admit to the public that I have many challenges. I have a lawsuit that's pending, and I want the public to know that I have a lawsuit pending because, and I'm going to ask counsel to help me explain, a lot of time adults don't leave their indifferences aside. And I'm also going to clear the air that none of us board members have been arrested by the FBI like they've said. And, I've served with great honor, whether I would be a board member, whether I would be an officer. I serve with passion. And I serve because I know the system. And like some of us have worked in an education system, and it makes it easier to understand and comprehend when you have been within the system. So, people asked me this morning, well, what are you going to do? Are you leaving? No, I'm not leaving. I'm just going to be sitting somewhere else. That's all. And I'm going to have less stress, less worries, such as when you're a board president, you're the one that has to mediate, and you have to try to hold everything together. And Mr. Superintendent, who's the lead of the, the engine of the train, tries to say, well, this is going on, and if the school needs to shut down, if something is going on, you get called. I have decided to dedicate myself more to my profession. I think I have a year ahead of me that I have to work very hard. Especially, I have to prepare for a lawsuit that's ahead of me, and I don't want for that to be a secret to anybody. I don't. I think that people need to know it because it's taxpayers' dollars. And I'm going to tell you that when I was told that I was getting sued, I wasn't happy. I wasn't pleased because it's taxpayers' dollars that are going to this lawsuit instead of going to our own children's education and their programs. So, as I discussed with counsel, I asked that if it was possible that I get sued or that I get excluded, because I was excluded from the errors and omissions insurance by my colleagues. There was a vote, and it was voted that I be excluded from being covered. And the individual that's suing me was suing me in my individual capacity, not in my official capacity. Not once have I regretted what I have done. Not once have I regretted the way I voted, because every time I vote my conscience, I vote the facts. And for those of you people who don't know me, I welcome you to get to know me. I might come across strong, harsh, but deep down inside, I have a heart, because I mean well. And I'm going to tell you that I'd like for counsel to explain to you a little bit, because that is one of my challenges I have coming up in 2012. And it's no secret to anybody because we've been challenging that. And my colleagues know that I have to prepare, and I have to just be ready for it. Can you explain, please, counsel, how that happened, or how that is, or if that has ever happened anywhere?
Yes, Madam Board President. From our conversation this afternoon, you raised a couple points, one being excluded from a board meeting, and under Texas law there's only one instance that's been recognized where a trustee can be excluded from a school board meeting, and that's where the trustee has sued the board in the district. That's the only instance in Texas law where that's been recognized. Then you're also raising the issue of exclusion from insurance coverage. When it comes to that, the issue of insurance coverage really requires that you treat all of your officers and employees equally. That in each instance, either a determination is going to be made where there's an investigation, or you provide the coverage and allow the facts of the lawsuit to work itself out.
Thank you. And as I said, this lawsuit came about because I took an oath, and under that oath, I felt that it was necessary that I took the action that I took. But it's okay, that's a challenge for me, and I will take the challenge. On another note, as your board president, there was a time where there was a letter that was directed to me through the council, and I'd like to share this with you, because these are decisions that I've taken because I care for the interest of the district. It is necessary that we start moving in a different direction, and that we believe in accountability, that we're consistent, that we physically are responsible for what we are doing. Timelines is very important in our system as well. I want you to know that there was an administrator that decided to forward a letter to council, and the council was to forward it to me. It says, I hereby agree to defend, hold harmless, and indemnify, which was the individual, from any and all demands, claims, suits, actions, judgments, expenses, and attorney fees incurred in any legal proceeding currently pending, subsequently hereto brought against the individual in his individual capacity or his official capacity as an employee and as an employee of the district, providing the incidents which is or are in basis of any claim or lawsuits arose or does arise in the future while that employee, as an employee of the district, was acting within the course and scope of BISD employment with the district, excluding, however, those claims or any causes of actions where it is determined by the district trustees that him committed official misconduct or committed a willful or wrongful act or omission or an act or omission constituting gross negligence or acted in bad faith with conscious indifferences or reckless disregard and excluding any cost, fees, expenses, or damages that would be recoverable or payable under an insurance contract held either by the district or by the employee. A legal defense may be provided through insurance coverage. With respect to such matters shall be made through the president of the board. The district and the trustees likewise hereby irrevocably and unconditionally release, acquit, and forever discharge any and all claims, demands, and or causes of any actions of any kind or character which may or may not have occurred in my behalf. You know, when I received this letter, I thought, and I discussed it with the attorney, why would anybody want to say that we would have to agree to release this employee? Knowingly, or saying that if in his capacity as an employee he had done any misconduct or committed any official misconduct, that we would just let him walk away. That was a decision I took very much at heart. And I told the attorney that this was not going to be a condition. That individual was to just do what he had to do, and that we would take care of it later. You know, I'd like to tell the citizens of this community, this board has done what is expected to do. The forensic audit was needed. We ask everybody to be patient. It's being worked on. And for an administrator to admit or say that I will leave but with these conditions and I'm not held accountable, what does that tell you? I'm telling you that all I know is that I made the right decision. Whether I came on the front page of the Brownsville Herald, many articles, they made me look like I didn't know what I was doing or that I had something against the individual personally. I didn't. Never have I had anything personal against any individual. But I know that as of tonight, I think I have to stay focused on what's ahead of me. Like I say, my career is at a point where it's very demanding. I'll be doing more traveling than what I've been doing in the past 2 years. I know that my colleagues will do a great job. I will be the voice. I will be on this board. You know, my term is up in 2012. You know, I'm looking forward to working at it. So now I'm ready, and I leave the public with that from the bottom of my heart. I will continue to serve and serve with great pride, great honor. And now I'm opening up the floor for a nomination of board president.